afternoon, evening, wherever you are, part of the world. I think it's time for me to really talk about this. I'm sorry, yes, I'm in my bathroom. I'm recording off my phone because I'm too lazy to get on the computer. But besides the point, it's time for me to stand on business now. Since nobody else is going to do this, not no other streamer, this is super, super important because I am sick of it. I'm sick of it, and this is literally the final straw. Now, for those of you who don't know who I am, yes, I am the guy at Atlanta, Georgia. My name is Jace. Yes, there was a little incident that happened, but as you guys know, she forgave me for it. She moved on, and so did I. I learned a lot of lessons from that. I'm glad that, I'm still watching the streams and all that stuff, including, taking care of myself. It looks like I'm going to have to come in and really defend her as a viewer at this point. The things that I am seeing constantly on Twitter, the things that I am constantly consuming, it's flat out cyberbullying at this point. That's it. Nothing else. She hasn't really been doing anything to really harm anybody. She hasn't done anything else to really make people so upset to the point where they are hating on her for no reason. It's gone from giving valid constructive criticism to basically just going to cyberbully her. It's bullying disguised as criticism. And I can see straight through these Twitter posts and all that stuff. And I think it's really fucked up. There is a lot of things that needs to change. And I think what I'm going to be saying here, my take on everything, not even just about the Mr. Beast situation, because he already came out and said that everything is fine. She does not deserve anything. I'm going to be very, very firm about this because people are going to call me parasocial. People are going to do all this stuff when that's became such a buzzword and people are just starting to use it left and right. I'm going to really tell you guys on why everybody deserves an apology. That includes YouTubers who are making constant videos of her, farming her, doing all this stuff. I'm going to get down to the bottom of it, and I'm going to explain why. Let's start off from how I found Emily in the first place. So I found Emily through Senna, I believe. Yeah, I found Emily through Senna. They were living together, obviously, because, I was just scrolling through Senna's content. And I've noticed her. I was like, oh, yeah, I recognize her from Senna's stream. That's when I started watching her content from there. Then I basically came across her going to, I think a trip to New York and all that stuff through NMP, LOL, and all that stuff pretty much through the Pogger stuff. I never really watched that many of the Poggers community. At the time, I only watched Senna and I think a little bit of Kai and all that stuff. The first controversial thing that I've seen of Emily, the first situation was when she talked about not, paying back her parents for very, very specific reasons that I think I'm going to share because it's been overlooked, and I have no idea how people do not know this. And I think it's going to change a lot of perspectives on how people are perceiving Emily and how she is, quote unquote, acting like a child. It looks like she's doing that, but it's just her trying to really, really be herself and really try to be comfortable at the end of the day. People are saying that it's a fake persona. People are saying it's this and that, but it's really not. And I think I have some pretty damning things to show on here that's really going to change people's perspective about her. And I don't think that after I show this, I don't think that she won't be receiving any hate anymore. Hopefully, that's the goal. When I watched, the stream or the VOD, I can't remember if I watched the stream or the VOD, but regardless, when I watched it, she was explaining about not paying back her parents and all that stuff. She was explaining about doing things out of spite and, not really, thinking about those things and all that stuff, saying that they'll be fine and all that stuff. And that's when all the comments were flooding. Matter of fact, as you guys see on the screen, posted by Fearbuck, you can literally see how many people viewed that tweet. At the time, I really thought that I was like, okay, yeah, that's pretty crappy of her to do. But until later on, when I'm talking about later on, I was doom scrolling through Twitter and I found something very interesting. I had the decent common sense to really have a mind of my own before making some judgment towards Emily. Like, I'm just be for real here. Like, it's just crazy to me how people have literally does not have a thinking brain, or actually they're consuming so much content or being on their computers, laptops, phones, YouTube, Twitter, TikTok, to the point where literally it's messing up people's brains and they can't even think now. And I think that speaks for itself on where we are today and why the internet can be a very, very dark place. One of the biggest things that I saw on Twitter was people not only just criticizing her, but there's a vocal minority who tried to really say, hey, you're an adult, you're 28, why are you driving recklessly? You could have harmed somebody, you could have killed somebody. Doing this reckless driving, normalizing this can be very, very tough. And there are people on Twitter that went hard. When I mean hard, they went ridiculously hard. They called saying all these names. I think I saw racist tweets. I think there was a lot of stuff that was going on within that. And I think that did not help. Even though, yes, common sense is common. Why would you do that? But it was definitely unwarranted to be typing all that stuff on Twitter and all that stuff. That's why she's been muting accounts, been doing all this stuff. And yeah, it's just been building up to that point. So in that regard, I don't condone that. I don't support that whatsoever. Plus, most of the people who are on Twitter, they have not been consuming her content at all. These are people who just watch clips and then just come to conclusions and all that stuff. Not even just come to conclusions, but they're willingly being ignorant, and it's just not helping her. It's not helping the people that's behind a literal computer screen, who most likely does not have any social skills, who most likely do not have any job, who are most likely still living in their parents' house, who is most likely not having any sort of skills, alternate skills that can really lead them to succeed in life. So for those people, bro, get it together, man. Now we get to the Mr. Beast fiasco. The main thing that is currently going on. Now, for me, my thoughts on that, obviously, I think she knows as well. It said specific instructions to record. You can go live and all that stuff. But I think she realized that, oh, I should have stayed in the room and not go out the door. That part, I think she did acknowledge. And I think that's where, things went wrong. And I'm glad that she really acknowledged that. They took it way too far and they said, oh, you ruined the Mr. Beast set. You did this, you did that. You shouldn't be streaming. You shouldn't be doing all this stuff. Common sense. Do this, do that. Like, it was so, I wouldn't say so hard to watch, to look at the comments. It's sad. Like, it's literally, I'm not even going to be laughing at this because her mental health is in jeopardy right now. It is so sad to the point where people just decided to just not only do that, but it's a matter of fact that this was done intentionally. This was definitely targeted. May I remind you, Mr. Beast, which genius, by the way, when he was doing live, I realized that he filmed 3 videos, which was 50 streamers competing for 1 million, Emily's thing with the 250,000, and the fake rooms. That's 3 official videos that he made throughout March. Yeah, there we go, March. He made 3 videos on a live stream through March, which was cool. I think that was genius for him to do that. There are people who decided that, oh, Emily ruined this, that, when literally this happened a month ago and nobody said a damn thing. It's so crazy because especially now, because I think I saw I saw a clip with Agent saying that he had different instructions too. So I believe everything was not really organized correctly. I think there's been misinformation they've been telling probably to different streamers and all that stuff. Seems that is to be the case. Emily did exactly what she was supposed to do, which was to go live on there. And I think the only mistake she made was going out the room, which she acknowledged. And to be honest, to be fair, it didn't clarify that on the screen. It just said you can go live anytime you want. It never said anything about not going outside. So to be fair, to be honest, I can really, sympathize with her on that, because sometimes I can take things in and say, hey, this is what happened. Oh, I thought that when you said I can go live, I thought I can, get up and people figured it out. I thought I can just go out and all that stuff. I can sympathize with her on that. So for me, my thoughts on that, I think it's absolutely insane that people decided to do that, knowing the fact that this was filmed a month ago and nobody said a word, which is crazy. Now, I want to get on to the juicy things. What I'm about to say and show is going to change everything. Hopefully, I hope that this would actually help her mental health just a little bit. I hope what I'm about to show you guys really get you to understand exactly why she is the way that she is, because I started connecting the dots and it started making a lot more sense to me, actually, as to why she is the way that she is. Some of you probably going to be sensitive about to the things I'm about to show, and it's not a joke. It's not a joke. There's a screenshot that I saw on Twitter, and I'm gonna put it on the side. As you guys see in the screenshot, this is serious. Like, but let's be for real for a second. Let's be totally honest with ourselves. This is serious. And everything actually leading up to this, it makes sense, actually. It makes total sense of why she, during the first controversy, to my knowledge, of her not paying her parents back, this is one of the reasons of why. Not only that, but to support this, there's a clip. I'm not gonna say a clip, but there's a live stream that I found as I was doing some digging. She was doing stuff with NMP LOL, and she said something very interesting. So I'm gonna put it on the side for you guys real quick.
Let me hit you. Stop crying.
Nick, this reminds me of my childhood. I'm scared.
Wait, why does this remind you of your childhood?
I don't know.
All right, we're done.
Now that you guys have heard that, that supports the idea that there's something way, way deeper going on that obviously she did not want to put on the internet, that obviously she didn't think anyone was going to see that, but it looks like it's been on here. But it's surprising that it's been, well, I'm not going to say it's surprising, but it's just kind of shocking that this has been overlooked. And it's shocking because, like, people don't have critical thinking skills anymore. People do not want to take 10 seconds to really sympathize or think about the things that they're saying or doing before it actually harms her. Because if you guys notice, she's been, let me say this in the most possible way. She has been having some very interesting episodes recently. And when I mean episodes, I mean she's really been having some dreams at night, sitting there saying that
My dad stabbing me or something, and like, I remember that one, and then... Why was your dad stabbing you? He was just really mad at me, and then he stabbed me, and I was like, no! And then I woke up crying. And then some other, like, sad things happened. But I don't know what the dreams mean. They don't mean anything, I'm sure.
Having dreams about
Valkyrie, like killed me or something. Isn't that amazing? It was great. I think it was like a dream where, like, Valkyrie, she was definitely in it. I think she like tried to like throw a stone at my head, and I was like, oh my god, Ray, please.
Interesting, I wouldn't say interesting, very worrisome things. Like, let me say this, bro. Like, I'm being dead serious right now. Like, I'm not even joking. I'm not even trolling. Like, this is the type of stuff we gotta take seriously. We got to stop saying all these things about her having this preconception of her. Well, I keep saying we, but y'all need to stop doing this. It's gotten to a point where you're taking like the one thing that she likes and she cares about, and you're just literally just trying to, it's not even just hate at this point. You're flat out bullying someone. You're bullying someone over things that you don't know, or you have people who are around you who is suffering the same things, and all of a sudden y'all want to just implement all those feelings and put that onto her and all that stuff. I don't know what type of psychotic type of mentality is that, but like, dude, this has got to stop. This has got to stop. There is no way I'm going to sit here, especially after this Mr. Beast fiasco. There is no way I am going to sit here, not only as a viewer, but I'm gonna keep it real. I am a content creator too. I just haven't been super consistent like I should be. But I'm not here tomorrow. I'm here for Emily, because at the end of the day, this is fucked up. This is messed up. And I think that it needs to cease. It needs to stop. I use the term hate loosely because I think people are just confused. People don't know what they're thinking anymore because they consume so much content that they're not even thinking of what they don't even think before they type. Like, it's just bad. Attention spans are very low. It's just really bad. So I use that very loosely because I'm not going to sit here and say that, oh, they're hating. No, I think mentally there is something wrong with these users. There is something wrong with people in general that be on Twitter, that be on social media every single day. It's not normal. It's just so disappointing to see that this is where internet culture is going. This is where we are drawing a line between, am I a human or not? Am I being entertained, quote unquote, entertained or not? It's just really crazy to me that this is the road that we're heading down of. At the end of the day, I think what Emily needs to do, here's what I recommend doing. I think you do need to take a step back, not just from streaming and all that stuff, but really think about what your long-term goals are going to be. You know, I know it's going to be very hard and all that stuff. You be on your phone, you doom scroll a lot. Let's just be real. When you're off stream, you doom scroll a lot. Get rid of that. Get rid of that habit. Find some other things to do. I might DM some of the mods, something that you can test on when it comes to like PTSD and all that stuff. There's a program out there that you can literally take a test on. You don't need I'm not gonna say you don't need therapy, but I would probably take this route of what I'm gonna send to the mods. Take that first before you pay for anything. So I'll leave it at that. Also, I'm gonna have to say this too, just to get on you a little bit. Not as hardcore as what these people are doing, because these people, they're not even helping. They're not even offering. They're criticizing, but actually they're bullying. So it's not really. I will say, I have seen clips of you saying that, oh, they just hate women and all that stuff. And they're just, all that stuff. That's probably the conclusion. No, that's not. People get hated on all the time. It may happen to much people. It may happen to more of women, yes, but it's not the fact that people hate women. Like, that's not the case. Now, I get that you're saying that because emotions are running very rapidly. Plus, there are other women in the industry who feel the exact same way, who are experiencing those things. And I will say that there are things that some female streamers, what you guys do, you guys kind of piss some people off just a little bit. Not in the way of what people are thinking, like going overboard and all that stuff to the point where you're getting hate on. But I think some people's criticisms about not even just Emily, but some female streamers in whole, I think some of them are valid. I will say that. I saw a minority of comments, and I will say some of them are very, very valid. It's just the majority, the way that they're doing it, they're bashing them, they're talking down on Emily, not even just on Emily, probably Senna as well. It's just ridiculous, bro. It's ridiculous. It is crazy that people would do something like that. It's just so ridiculous to the point where I'm not going to be standing for that. I won't stand for that. I'm not going to support that. And it's just, there's no way I'm going to let people keep doing this. Like, I got to say something. Like, I have to say something because there's just no other way of doing this. Because if Emily's on the prick of basically quitting and whole, if she gets involved in the next controversy, that's probably going to, I'm not gonna lie, that probably will be it. And that really inspired me to make this video now because, nah, I'm not gonna let you quit. I've seen things, I know things now that people don't want to talk about. And I'm taking a huge risk by showing what I'm showing right now. Matter of fact, I'm gonna show it on the screen right here. It makes a lot of sense, actually. Not only that, but if you guys have pulled up clips about her parents and the way that she is trying, if you guys focus on body language and conversations and all that stuff, you notice that she's trying to have a conversation not only towards her dad and her mom, but she's trying to get them to really understand, especially when she went to the Dominican Republic, which, funny thing enough, she told, during that incident, she told me that's where she was going. So that's kind of interesting. But the thing is, back on topic, she was really just trying to get them to understand, you guys were, on me all the time. You guys were pressuring me to get good grades, but I just wanted parents. I just want you guys to make it fun for me. I get the importance of having an education and why it's important to value education, especially since we moved from China, Beijing, to coming here to the US so we can start another life. Because in China, it's illegal. We only can have one child and that's it. We can't have multiple children. And plus the laws there in China sucks. That's why we wanted to come here. And then I know, trust me, I know. I'm seeing right through what's going on, especially what you guys are seeing right now. This is what's been going on. This is probably the tip of the iceberg. Again, we don't know the time period. Well, we know she was a child. If you guys look at the dates, if you go to her old YouTube channel, if you check the dates, I think the 7th and all that stuff, that's when it happened. We don't know if this was happening during everything was going down. We don't know if this was happening before she started making videos on YouTube. We don't know if this was happening even beyond that. Because if you guys paid attention to, the Dr. K stuff and everything, she basically said, matter of fact, I'm going to put it on the side, actually. I'm going to put it on the side.
I was forced to get straight A's, or else my parents would be very mad at me.
So as you guys see, she clearly was like, oh, I need to get good grades or my parents would be mad at me. Or, if you guys notice, she said or. She didn't finish that last sentence. And if she was about to say what I thought she was about to say, oh, this goes way, way, way deep than people don't realize. I'm gonna say this right now. I'm gonna say this right now. If there's any chances that I'm wrong, I will take accountability. I will apologize for creating a narrative that possibly isn't true, and possibly that she was overreacting and all that stuff during that time period. Guys, this is not looking good. Let me just say this. It's not looking good. I'm not pleased with what's going on. I'm not happy. Now we know what's going on. And hopefully you guys would just not only be nice to her, bro, but respect yourselves, bro. We got wars going on across the world right now. The freaking president is freaking crashing our economy right now for his own personal gain. I don't want to get in too much into politics, but we got way, way important shit going on than trashing somebody on the internet that's just trying to do well for themselves. Not only do well for themselves, but really feel in a safe spot. Because as you guys know, There was a guy who had his wife was on postpartum or something like that. He approached Emily at TwitchCon, letting her know that, hey, your streams and all that stuff, it got my wife through postpartum and all that stuff. Shout out to that guy. Shout out to his wife too. Like, dude, we're not going to do this. There are a lot of bad apples in the industry, bad female apples in the industry that causes people's perception on other female streams, which I don't get. You should not be doing that. You should not be putting your perceptions on whatever this female streamer is doing. You should not be doing that to Emily. You should not be doing that. Just because someone makes a mistake, we all make mistakes. We all do. We all make freaking mistakes. So I don't appreciate what's going on. I don't appreciate people bullying Emily. I'm not. Like, I'm being honest, bro. Nobody don't want to say it. I'm going to say it, bro. After everything I'm showing right now, bro, this changes everything, bro. It should be changing everybody's mind by now. So every single perception, you guys saying that this is a persona, this is what she's faking, all that stuff. No, she's not. She hasn't been. Even when I met her, yo, that wasn't a persona. And she didn't stink either. But back on track. At the end of the day, y'all gotta stop. Be nice to one another. Get off of Twitter. Do something productive, bro. Like, this is crazy. At this point, this is crazy. You're driving her insane. I also wanted to say that according to Asian culture, there's a high percentage in suicidal rates for Asians specifically. So imagine what's going on in her mind if she's having all these dreams about her father doing stuff to her, or Ray doing stuff to her. Imagine what is she thinking about on a day-to-day basis, bro. All she wants to do is stream, do content, and entertain people. That's all she wanted to do. But no, we're sitting here picking on her, especially after all this stuff that I'm showing you guys right now. It goes way deep, and you guys are not helping. You guys are being inconsiderate. And the content creators who's been farming her, especially the guy, the guy who has a avatar of a freaking fish. I forgot his name. Yo, we gotta stop this, bro. All of y'all owe her an apology. Like, I'm being dead serious right now. I think all of y'all owe her an apology. Like, you guys are not going to continuously bully her. You're not going to bully someone for things, not only things that you don't know, that you haven't even considered, but for idiotic reasons, try to turn things big when they don't have to be necessarily big. It is super freaking insane that you guys are still doing this. And it's crazy. Now, next time, if there's a next controversy, y'all gonna drive her insane. And that's why I'm gonna make this video, to make sure that that doesn't happen. That's my final thought. My final thought to Perez. When it comes to Emily and her parents, bro, I will say this in the most nicest way as possible, bro. You're extremely lucky your daughter has some people around her, at least. I think Mari's the main one, actually. Matter of fact, I suspect she's actually been watching her streams every single time, in real time, actually. She did that with my incident with me. She definitely did that when she called during that whole Mr. Beast fiasco. So she's definitely been watching in real time. So shout out to Mari about that. Making sure she has reassurance. Shout out to Mari for that. But most importantly, I will say to the parents too, you're extremely lucky that your daughter is still around. Because had she not had the people around her, had she not had the community, her community specifically, had she not had all of these things around her, how long do you think your daughter's going to be around? Like, I'm being dead serious. Like, I'm not joking. I'm not joking about this. Like, she should not be dealing with this at all. And if she's still dealing with the trauma, it's probably still stuck there. And we all need to respect that, and we need to take consideration, and we need to be there for her regardless. But that's all I wanted to say. Hopefully this video will clear a lot of things up, the misperceptions about Emily, because I'm so, not gonna lie, I'm so sick of it. I'm tired of it. I had to say something. Like, I had to. Like, I've been withholding this information for a while. I think for like at least a few months. But after this Mr. Beast fiasco, and especially when she went live and said that I just can't do this anymore, she broke down again and she thought about quitting. I had to make this video, bro. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and let people keep doing this. Nobody's gonna be doing this. Like, I'm dead serious. So all I will say is that, Emily, keep going, keep grinding, take a break, think about what you want to do in the long term when it comes to streaming and all that stuff. But you should not allow people, not only you should not allow people, but really think about, think about the mistakes that you've made and see what you can do to progress going forward. Not even just when it comes to the Mr. Beast thing, no, you didn't make a mistake there. Like, I think there was a slight miscommunication. There was some slight stuff going on. But as far as the other things going on, really think about all the other things that could have been handled a different way, and just kind of make a little bit more smart decisions. So that way, people won't be on you as much. Because again, what people were saying, valid. Some things were valid. But they went overboard and they just decided to bully and tarnish you. I'm not standing for that. I'm not a fan of bullies at all. I've been a victim of bullying myself. I will not take that. Especially cyberbullying, bro. I will not take that. Don't let opinions about people on the internet take away the most thing that's valuable to you, which is to do streams and all that stuff. And it's gotten to the point where now you don't know what you're not even just giving up, but you're like, oh, I'm not happy with streaming. She's not happy anymore because of what you guys are doing. The way you guys saying that she has a persona and all that stuff, it's fake and all that stuff. Well, here's the thing. I believe that is now going on because of y'all. Y'all are literally getting her to change. Not only getting her to change, but y'all are getting her to really feel some type of way. Be like, oh, maybe I did that. Y'all are reminding her of her parents. And now that you guys seen this, now you guys know this, we shouldn't be doing this anymore. This needs to stop. Emily, I hope you have a great day. I know you're on Master Baker right now. This video may not pop off the way I want it to, but I think people need to know. People need to know about this because it's gone way too far. There's no way people should be tarnishing you like this, and I don't accept this behavior whatsoever. So hopefully things will sum up to this. Hopefully things are going to be much better going forward, and I hope you really, really take this time. If you want to take a step back and go to therapy or find something that's very therapeutic for you, like music and all that stuff, hopefully that will do well for you. And just think about the long term of what you want to do with your life when it comes to your career, your goals, and all that stuff. So I'll be rooting for you all the way. I'm not going to let you quit. Don't worry, you're not quitting, because I firmly believe that this video will reach where it's going to reach. And I think it's going to change everything. I don't think you're going to be receiving as much hate. Well, let me use that loosely, because this isn't hate. What's going on is not really hate. It's not. It's just ignorance. It's ignorance and buffoonery. That's what's going on. Hope you guys have an awesome and very fantastic day. You too, Emily. Shout out to Mari. Shout out to Agent, Senna. All the streamers out there who are really trying to become better versions of themselves, who are trying to do something with themselves. Shout outs to you guys. And yeah, hope you guys have an awesome day and have fun at Master Baker.